The second thing that I want to talk about is, should I get more done? And that is something that I've been wrestling with for some period of time. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So this is a video that I think is a bit controversial, but I'm gonna make it anyway because I think you guys seem to like these type of thinking videos. But today's topic is it better to be rich than it is to be pretty? So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Woo. This is actually a topic that I talked about with my dad. So if you guys don't know, my dad is Colombian and he came from Colombia, and ideology that, you know, it is better to be rich. Like a rich girl is more useful than being pretty. And I just thought that was really interesting because I feel like in Western culture we have this whole narrative of like the glow up, like life becomes so easy if you're pretty. And my dad doesn't think that. My dad thinks it's better to be rich than it is to be pretty. And I thought, oh, that's very interesting because it's just a debate. It's personal taste, personal opinion. And I thought I'd share that with you guys. There's 5 things that I want to talk about in today's video, and I would love to hear you guys' take on that. Do you think it, in terms of like life, I guess, easiness, is it better to be rich or is it better to be pretty? I mean, obviously it'd be best to be both, but strictly speaking, if you could only pick one, which do you think is more useful? So number 1, is it worth all the money to spend it on these procedures? So you guys, if you follow my channel for some period of time, you guys know that I have done procedures. I got LASIK eye treatment, so I don't have to wear glasses. I've had braces and laser hair treatment removal. So I mean, like, I haven't had cosmetic surgery. I don't have any, like, I don't have lip injections. I haven't got my nose done or anything like that. But I think sometimes I think about it, was it a good return on investment? One could argue maybe yes, right? Maybe the way that I look on camera matters, but then on the other hand, I think I calculated it was like worth like 15K. Was that worth it? I mean, yes and no. I don't know. It's something that I tried to ask myself, was it worth it? I feel like in some ways I wonder maybe it wasn't, but I feel like it was better to have it than not. So it's a tough one. I don't know if you can consider it return on investment. What would be the monetary return on investment? I mean, what do you guys think? These are all questions that I can't answer, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. The second thing that I want to talk about is, should I get more done? And that is something that I've been wrestling with for some period of time. Now that I have more disposable income, some questions that used to be just like financially out of the question have now just only become a morality question. Before, me getting a nose job was just like, okay, there's just no money to get that done. Like, let's not do that to ourselves. But now I have the money to be able to get a nose job. I'm starting to question myself and think, like, is plastic surgery going to help me, or am I just going into the land of diminishing returns? What if I have a botched surgery? What if I end up worse than where I started? What if I don't even like my nose job? What if it's just facial dysmorphia or body dysmorphia and I hate it, or I want to get more done? And was the 10K worth it? I mean, maybe even more, plus like the opportunity cost. Like, I have to take time off work, and it's just so many deep-rooted questions that makes me wonder, if I was rich, would it even matter if I was pretty? That's something else that I think to myself, and in which case then I might as well save my money and keep it investing it, and then I wouldn't even have to work, and then I don't even have to rely on my looks. So yeah, I don't know. The third thing that I want to talk about is diminishing returns. At what point does being more beautiful just not even help anymore? I'm sure there must be some sort of scale where, like, it being not attractive at all is not helpful at all. Being middle of the road is not bad, and then being very beautiful, at some point you're just competing amongst the beautiful, and then in which case, like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we've all heard of, you know, models being exploited. They're not even paid, and if you don't want to do it, they'll just get some other pretty chick to do it. And I wonder, in addition to that, like, are these just trends? Are these just beauty trends? Like, maybe the way I look in another society would have been, you know, like, amazing, but because I'm not part of like the ruling class, like the white patriarchy, the way that I look is just not attractive. But it's not because I'm not attractive, I'm just not the beauty standard. And it's just so many deep-rooted questions. It's like, should I look more like the beauty standard? Would that improve? Or would I just look like a second-rate white girl instead? So it's just like, is this a me problem? Probably just a me problem. And the reason I ask all of these things is because I think fundamentally the reason that we seek to improve our beauty is because I think on a subconscious level we think it'll help improve our station in life. Isn't that the whole point of why we do all of these things? We think that being pretty is gonna help us in our job and help us in society and help us in the social ranks. But would it have just been better to invest all of that time and energy into actually just improving your ranks? Could it be done without looks? Would looks just be a waste of money? would that just be ruining you financially with actually very little return on investment? Which brings me to the fourth point. Would more money just be more useful? Say if you just made a lot of money, would you care as much about your looks, or would you feel like because you have more money, you could spend it more on your looks? That's something that I've also asked myself. Now that I have more disposable income, I feel like I want to get certain things done because I financially can, rather than the opposite where I felt like if I got certain things done, it would help bring in more money. But now that more money's coming in, I just want to get it done because I can. So I really don't know what it is anymore. I don't know if it's like the chicken or the egg. Like, I used to feel like I had all the answers, but now that I've gotten older in my 30s, I feel like I have more questions than I do answers. You guys know in my previous videos, like in my older videos, because I've been doing this for 5 years, I was just so radical and I was so certain, and I felt like I could give so many answers and bold statements. But now that I'm older, I have more questions than I do answers now. And that brings me to question 5, and it makes me wonder, is it just that I think that I'm just not pretty enough? And then that makes me wonder, is that marketing, or is that just my own insecurity, or is it that just like I'm just not a very secure person, or is it that I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm actually not very pretty? I don't know what any of these are. I don't have any answers to these questions, and I just wonder, do other people wonder these things too? Is this just a me problem? Do I need therapy for this? I think that it's actually okay to wonder these type of questions, because I think that being self-aware is half the game. I think that before I used to blindly do things on impulse and I didn't really think things through. But I think that for me, instead of running out and getting a nose job, I start to think like, is it just because like I think I'm not pretty enough, or is it that I think society doesn't think I'm pretty enough? And for me, at the core of it, if you're asking me why do I even care so much, I don't know. I guess it's because I run a social media platform, so I do ask myself things like that. Like, I have to look at my face when I video edit, and I know that people are looking at my face when and I wonder, is it the reason that my channel never blew up is just because I'm just not pretty? And I feel like I owe it to myself that if I'm aware that that's the reason, that I should do everything in my power to improve that. Or is it that just my content sucks and it's not really a looks thing? So I don't know what it is, because these are questions that nobody can answer, right? I just wonder, is it just that I think I'm not pretty enough, or is it that my looks are just not enough to help me in society? And in which case, then it is just better to be rich, then I don't even have to worry about these type of things. So comment down below what you guys think. I know that this video I offered no answers and I brought more questions to the table, but I just thought I'd share that with you guys because I can't be the only one thinking about these things.